What's up, y'all? It's Professor Lyrics with another breakdown, reaction video, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Today I'm going with Alanis Morissette. Um, One of my favorite singers. She's probably my favorite singer, to be honest with you. Definitely is my favorite writer across genres. To me, Alanis Morissette pen game is is ridiculous. But we're going to get right into it. The song is called You Owe Me Nothing in Return.
Countless amounts of outright acceptance if you want it. I will give you encouragement to choose the path that you want if you need it.
That's real right there. I'll give you the encouragement to choose the path that you want if you need it. A lot of times people in relationships and stuff, a lot of people like to push you to what they want you to do. I don't believe in that. I believe that to get the best version of somebody for what they even need to be for you is to help them. Sometimes you might need to help them find their path. And that doesn't mean that you fucking say, oh, try this, try this. But whatever you feel like is the most important to them, and they seem to always they might be waffling or they might be wavering on the belief of their self to do it. You should always encourage that, not what you fucking need from them. It's what they need for their self, because in the end, that's what's going to be the best for you also.
You can speak of anger and doubts, your fears and freakouts, and they'll hold it.
Again, a lot of people don't, especially in a relationship, it's like people get so absorbed in their self that when people start talking about their angers and their doubts, like they might have doubts in the relationship, they may have, fears of commitment, they might be freaking out about something, and people get scared. They're like, oh, I don't want you to think I'm tripping, or oh, this, I'm scared of this, or I'm worried, what if I fall too much in love with you and then you hurt me or whatever. And sometimes people, they don't want to fucking hear that. They won't, and I don't think that's healthy. That's not a healthy way to have a relationship with somebody, because what's going to happen is they're going to fucking talk to somebody else about it. And you don't want them to be confiding in somebody else that's not you, because that other person might use that to try to pull them away from you, especially if that person feels like they can't share that shit with you. They're going to look at the other person like, oh shit, they really care about me deeply. They care about my emotions. They care about, and they aren't judging me.
You can share your so-called shame-filled accounts of times in your life, and I won't judge it.
Like I just said, people don't want to be judged, because guess what? None of us are perfect. Like, all of us have shit that we feel ashamed about. Like, someone might be like, oh, I used to be a whore, or oh, I did this in a relationship, I made mistakes in a relationship, don't fucking talk about that shit too early either. But like, people want to be able to talk to you about anything, especially if you have an intimate relationship with them, and not be judged about it. And like you said, and she said, there's no strings attached to that. Just, they don't owe you.
And there are no strings attached. You owe me nothing for giving the love that I give. You owe me nothing for caring the way that I care. I give you thanks for receiving. It's my privilege, and you owe me nothing in return.
That shit is crazy. Not a crazy in a like she's crazy for saying that, but I think there's a lot of people who like to be loved and don't really value what you get out of loving somebody. It's not so one-sided. If you want to give your all to somebody, That's the only way you're going to possibly get the all out of them. You don't want to love the wrong person, but you're not going to find that shit out until later. But I like loving people. I like being in, like, I don't need some, like, I don't open the door for somebody because I need them to say thank you. If they don't say thank you, I might be a little bit pissed. But I don't do shit because of what other people do. I do shit because I like to be nice. I like to, when I find somebody to love, I love loving them. And I like when they receive my love. It's not all about, of course you want them to love you back, and you shouldn't over time keep giving love to someone who doesn't love you back, but you shouldn't be looking for nothing. A lot of people love the ideal of somebody, or a lot of people love somebody because of the way that because that person loves them. You know, they're looking for something to get back, but that's not real love. Real love is, you know, it's like being a cheerful giver. Like, you don't donate to charity, or you don't help somebody out in need because you're like, oh, well, when you get on, you know, make sure you get me back. No, you do it because that's what you wanted to do. That's how people play themselves, right?
In return, you can ask for space for yourself, and only yourself and all granted. You can ask for freedom as well, or time to travel, and you'll have it.
That first one is tough for a lot of people. You know, I'm not gonna act like I'm immune to it, man. But when somebody asks for space in a relationship, and you really love them, and you can't, you know, you could barely go a day without seeing them as it is. You know, you guys might live together, might be, it's hard, but you gotta give them that fucking space. Only thing you're gonna do if you don't is you're gonna fucking push them away. And if you really love somebody, when they tell you they need something, you need to sometimes and within reason, you know. But you're better off because they might already feel a little bit constricted and trapped in the situation. So you need to give them their space. It's fucking tough. Like, I'm preaching to myself a little bit because it's hard for me to do. You know, you look at the phone, you want to fucking call this person, you want to fucking show up somewhere like a fucking psycho, but you got to give them their space because you're just going to push them somewhere else, which is not what you're trying to do.
And all granted. You can ask for freedom as well, or time to travel, and you'll have it.
That one's a little tricky. Time to travel where, bitch? Not you, Alanis, but time to travel where? And freedom to do what? You ain't gonna go on a fucking spree and then just come back.
You can ask to live by yourself, or love someone else, and I'll support it.
That one too. You can the live by yourself. I think that depends on that's a case by case basis. To me, if I'm with somebody and we've been living together for years and they want to live by themselves, I ain't with that. If they want to love someone else, I'll say I'll support it as far as I'm not gonna be like fuck you bitch type of shit. But I mean, if they need to be happy, they need to go be happy. You know, I might still have to create a complete separation. You know, I'm not one of those people who feels like, oh, you know, you're bitter if you don't want to be somebody's friends after a relationship or when they get with a new person. You might not be like me. I know I couldn't deal with that shit. Like, I don't want to fucking see somebody I was in a long-term relationship with be with somebody else. I ain't trying to see that shit. But I'm also I'm gonna love them from afar and support them figuring out how to be happy. It sucks though.
You can ask for anything you want, anything at all, and I'll understand it. And there are no strings attached. You owe me nothing for giving the love that I give. You owe me nothing, and you owe me nothing in return. I bet you're wondering when the next payback shoe will eventually drop.
That's crazy. If it right, really break down this line. I bet you're wondering when the next payback shoe will eventually drop. Because sometimes people always think there's a catch-22. People always think, okay, well, that's what she's saying. I bet you're probably wondering, like, well, where's the catch? You're just gonna accept anything I do. You're gonna accept me any way I am, regardless. And it's sad. It's sad. It shows how selfish people are, and the expectations that people have when people do shit for them. They feel like, all right, I know at some point they're gonna want something. They're gonna want something back. And that's what she's saying. I bet you're wondering. It can't be this perfect. There gotta be something that you're expecting from me for your love.
I bet you're wondering when my conditional police will force you to cough up.
Again, people don't believe. And look, unconditional love doesn't mean fucking unconditional love. Like, if I love you but you stab me and try to kill me, like, I'm not gonna fucking love you anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you fucking clean out my bank account, even though there ain't a lot to clean out that bitch right now, but if you clean out my bank account, that's one of the conditions. But what she's saying is like what she said in the last line. Like, I know that you probably think this is too good to be true.
Will force you to cough up. I bet you're wondering how far you have now danced your way back into dead. This is the only kind of love, as I understand it, that there really is.
That's how I am. Look, I've been hurt by women plenty of fucking times. I've been a simp for most of my life until, I still got my simp qualities, but I used to be the simp of the simps. You know what I mean? But I never at any time become bitter, and I never make the next person pay for the last person. Because the only type of love I know, the only way I know how to love people is by being the person that I want to be. No. I'm gonna put it in a different way. I'm the type of person that I don't complain all crazy about how the world is. I just try to be how I want the world to be. So I don't care about how someone's gonna love me as much as I just know how I feel like love should be in the way that I understand love, and that's the only type of love and shit. You know, I know there's people have different love languages. People might love you differently in different ways, but the only type of love that I know is unconditional love. Love where I'm loving because that's what I want to do, not because I want to get something back.
Express your deepest of truths, even if it means I'll lose you and I'll hear it.
Yo, those are I've been in those type of conversations, man. Like, those are tough, man. Like, pretty much, like, especially if you love somebody, pretty much what you have to do in those situations is you kind of just gotta numb yourself for the conversation. Because sometimes maybe you can work through that shit with them, because just like them, you know, you as yourself, we have doubts, we have truths, we might have made mistakes that are eating us up, and we want to tell our partner. We might feel like we want to leave sometimes, or whatever the fuck, you know, and it might mean that they're going to be gone. You know, they might tell you like, hey, you know, I need to be in a poly relationship, or hey, I want to fucking move to France or some bullshit like that, you know, and I can't, and I'll never forgive myself if I don't go live my dream.
You can fall into the abyss on your way to your bliss. I'll empathize.
Yo, her fucking writing is like, she says so much, man, with these fucking few words. You can fall into the abyss on the way to your bliss. I'll empathize with. What she's saying is, I know you're not perfect. I know sometimes you're gonna do shit that hurts me. You're gonna do shit that hurts yourself. You're gonna bump your head. You're gonna fucking, you might stab me in the back, whatever. On your way to figuring out who you are, to become a person and find your peace. And I'll empathize it with it. I'll understand that. That's what fucking love is.
You can say that you have to skip town to chase your passion, and I'll hear it. You can even hit rock bottom, have a midlife crisis, and I'll hold it.
If you see it's crazy because my last video I did, I didn't even remember this line was in here. The last video I did was rock bottom. This is real love. When she's saying like, you can, if you fucking fall, if you're going through a crisis, you don't, you're confused about where your life is going. You might be like, oh, I'm not married. I don't have any kids yet. I don't know if this is right. I don't know if we should make a change, if we should take space or whatever. If you really love somebody, you're going to be there with them. You're not going to be like, oh, you're unsure. Oh, fuck this then. Like that's not love. Oh, you lost your job. Oh, fuck this relationship then. Oh, you fucking gained weight. I mean, look, don't get too fat, but I'm just saying it, like, you got to stick it through with people, man. Because my opinion on relationships is two things that happen. You either break up or you stay together. It's that simple.